ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. La 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 la, ya 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 la la, la 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 la, ya la. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome for all of you who are here tonight in our sanctuary, for all of you who are joining us on YouTube. Whether you are here virtually or in person, we have the same liminal moment, the same moment of transition, moving from the mishigas and the chaos and the hubbub of the week into the Shabbat, into the calm, into the tranquility, into the delight of Shabbat. Because that's actually what Oneg means. Oneg Shabbat means the delight of Shabbat. And while many people think it means cookies, Oneg Shabbat actually means the delight of being able to spend a moment on Shabbat with friends and with family and with community and eat some really fine challah and amazing cake and delicious cookies. Totally different thing. So I'm going to invite you to prepare yourself for Shabbat, to get ready to welcome the Sabbath into our midst. If you are comfortable in doing so, you might uncross your legs, you might uncross your arms, you might sit up straight because it turns out that your family was correct. It's easier to breathe if you're sitting straight. And I'm going to invite you to set an intention for this Shabbat. And the intention can be celebration with community. The intention can be the bittersweetness of saying shalom to people that you've been with for the last 2 years. The intention can be, I want to encounter the holiness of Shabbat. And I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim Gam yachad, hinei matov, u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. Hinei matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. In your Mishkan Tefillah prayer book, which looks a little like this, except smaller, I invite you to turn to pages 121 and 120. And I invite Karen Sepos up to light and bless our Shabbat candles. She had the delight of knowing Rabbi Appleby and John Leo before I even got to meet them. So since you've known them in two different communities, I invite you to do this and to help us welcome Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav l'tzivanu lechad likner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you so much. Shabbat Shalom. We continue now on page 128, one of my favorite poems by Chaim Nachman Bialik, who lived more than a century ago. Hachama merosh ha'ilanot nistalka, bo'u v'netze likrat Shabbat hamalka, hine hi yoredet, hakadosha haberucha, ועם המלאכים צבא שלום ומנוחה בואי בואי המלכה בואי בואי הקהלה שלום עליכם מלאכי השלום. The sun on the treetops no longer is seen. Come gather to welcome the Sabbath, our Queen. Behold her descending, the holy, the blessed, and with her the angels of peace and of rest. Draw near, and here abide. Draw near, O Sabbath bride. Peace also to you, you angels of peace. The angels of peace, their song is found on page 142, Shalom Aleichem. The legend in the Talmud, it's a couple of millennia old, the legend of the Talmud is that there are two angels that go to every home and every house on Shabbat, and they go and each of them has the same set of words, which is, may next Shabbat be just like this Shabbat. And one angel intends it for blessing, the other angel intends it for curse. I'm sure that you've had Shabbats where you thought, oy, I hope that next Shabbat is not like this Shabbat, so you can see how it could be a curse. And I think that you've had Shabbats where you've just had the best time, and you think, oh, I hope next Shabbat is just like this Shabbat, and you can see how it could be a blessing. So we will sing Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ba'achem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzechem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Page 145, at the very bottom of the page. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. We continue on the facing page with Chatzi Kaddish. Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabba ve'alma divrach yirutei ve'amlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael bagala u'v'yisman kariv ve'imeru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam u'olmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitatar v'yitale v'yitalal Shmei dekudsha brichu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma ve'imeru amen. We continue page 146 with the Baruch Hu. Please rise in body or in spirit. Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Barechu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la. As we continue our service, I invite you, by the way, to sing along when you wish, to read in the Hebrew along with me when you wish, to read along in the English with me whenever you wish, and to stand and be seated as you wish according to your custom. We're still bringing two groups together, and each of us has a slightly different approach. We're on page 148. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzebaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Baruch atah Adonai hamariv aravim. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shofenu u'v'kumenu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem mechayenu ve'orech yameinu ve'orech yameinu uvahem nege yomam v'alayla yomam v'alayla ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. Shema, page 152. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam, Vaed. Page 154. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני Adonai Elohechem Emet. We continue page 158. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefela, nora tehilot osefela, malchutecha rahuvaneh לפני משה זה ליענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Page 160. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel, for your name's sake be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו, ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים. Page 162. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות לדורותם ברית עולם. Page 164. We continue with the Amidah, the standing prayer. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit. Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, V'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imachot, U'Mivyi Ge'olah Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham Be'ezrat Sarah. I invite you to continue individually through page 181. the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, be acceptable to you. Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Adonai, my rock and redeemer. Amen. We continue on page 371 with the prayers that we say for those who are in need of healing. Healing of body, healing of spirit. On this Shabbat, we've been asked to remember for healing Joy Lewis, Lucy Silva, Christine Weil, Minabat Yentl, Mordechai Bendina, Rowan Hausman, Anna Carlo, Judy Roheim, Fredel Tamara Bat Liba Bela, Menucha Pesa Bat Cherny Umoshe, Yosef Ben Fega, Gretchen Haynes, Dorian Reeson, Bob Smith, Steve Sinkoff, and Linda Weinstein. Are there others that you wish to remember for healing? If so, please say their name now. To those names I add Ruth Bat Shmuel, Chaya Bat Sarah Shmuel, Rachalea Bat Daniel Vitzipura, Yisrael Ben Freda, Chip Olshine, Harav Ariel Yehudit Bat Aviva V'Harav Uri, Harav Bat Sheva Bat Moshe V'Sarah, Esther Paya Bat Miriam. The middle of page 371. Misheberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. At this time, I'd like to invite up Steve Cavalier, president of the Unified Jewish Congregation of Baton Rouge.
Thank you, Rabbi. And John, could you come up? Rabbi Appleby is a little under the weather today, and John is representing Rabbi Appleby, and we are also thanking John for your time here. Rabbi Appleby, who I think is on Zoom, John, Rabbi Appel. The last 2 years have been challenging, interesting, difficult, and exciting, all at the same time. You all arrived in Baton Rouge at a time of unknowns. We were at the first height of COVID and learning how to function as a congregation, as two congregations, and a community in a pandemic. We were in the midst of hard work determining how to shape the future of the Baton Rouge Jewish community. We were all learning how to function in a virtual world for activities that had always been personal and face-to-face. With steady hands and leadership, you helped us navigate through these difficult times and decisions. You helped us keep afloat while moving ahead in our unification discussions and ultimate decisions. Through joyful and sad life cycles, Shabbats, festivals, and holidays, you have led us with wisdom and with humor. You have helped us begin to develop a minhag and customs for our new community. We thank you for your hard work, diligence, advice during these 2 difficult years. We wish you much happiness and success on your next journeys. And I think everybody has a handout that was just passed out. And if you would rise, please. And if we could all say this together, I think would be very nice. As we prepare for you to leave our community, we look forward to a future yet to unfold, and we also look backward at our shared journey. As a community, we thank you for being our rabbis, teachers, and leaders. You have guided us on our Jewish journeys, have helped us reach new heights and achieve new dreams. As families, we are grateful for the time you have shared with us. You have celebrated with us our simchas and have comforted us when we mourned. You were our companion through life's peaks and valleys. As individuals, we appreciate the conversations we have shared. You have helped us grow and you have touched our lives. With deep gratitude, we offer you a blessing as our journey continues. May God bless you on this new path. May you be blessed with health and contentment. May God protect you and comfort you. May all your prayers be answered. Together we say, Amen.
Oh, that's just lovely. Thank you so much.
And
That's
one last thing.
Oh.
We would like just to give you a little something to remember Baton Rouge
Oh, it's heavy.
and South Louisiana.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
On your next.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. You may be seated. I'm a rabbi. I have the power to do that. Let me just say, and I'm going to echo the newsletter article that was just published in the June newsletter. I feel that that this community is at the stage of potentiality. There is so much potential here, so much fertile ground, so much water that is, watering you. There are so many talents and so much abundance in this area. And so my prayer for you is be who you are and may you be blessed in all that you are. And I think that this community is going to find its biggest strengths when you are exactly who you are, the Unified Jewish Congregation of Baton Rouge. Not trying to be some other community, but the community that you are. And I think that you have the opportunity to be blessed in every single aspect of who you are as a Jewish community. I would say that I see so much potential, and I wish you to go from strength to strength as you continue to flourish, planted by the Mississippi River. Did you want to say something?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry that I have to be up here by myself. My wife is observing us, or at least at this point me, on YouTube, but she expresses her disappointment that she got sick and couldn't be here tonight. I echo First of all, I want to express on behalf of both Rabbi Appleby and myself my appreciation to Steve Cavalier for the words he spoke, for the sentiment that underlies them, for the unknown gifts we have just received, and also what Rabbi Appel just said. This has been a very, very bizarre 2 years, and every single one of you has experienced the most, I suspect, bizarre 2 years of your lives, certainly among the most bizarre years of your lives. And for some, there has been true tragedy of loss. For others, even at best, there has been profound displacement and uncertainty, disconcerting. The normal ways of interaction have been denied us. It's been especially tough. I can speak for my wife about this, and also for Rabbi Appel, to be a congregational rabbi when you can't be with your congregation in a personal, intimate way. What you've been trained to do, what you have been skilled to do, the skills you've developed, they can't be used in the way that you're normally using them. And it's not just Jewish rabbis, it's clergy of all denominations and all faiths who have been through this in these last 2 years. And as congregants, you have experienced, have learned to experience, have struggled to experience what it means to be Jewish in a congregation in very different ways. And here I want to go back to what Rabbi Appel said, because what's really been special, speaking for myself and Rabbi Appleby, and I know for Rabbi Appel as well, because my wife and Rabbi Appel have become very, very good friends, as well as colleagues in the last 2 years in ways that most rabbis do not have opportunities to do. It's been very strengthening and nurturing for both of them, and I hope that you have benefited from that, maybe even in ways you don't know. What you are embarking on is an unknown. And here again, Steve Cavalier mentioned unknown unknowns, and there are known unknowns. It's going to be a struggle going forward. But one of the most gratifying developments in the last 2 years was to see the overwhelming majority by which each congregation decided to unify. That's where the hope and the excitement resides. I want to very briefly read from page 575 of your Siddur, our Siddur. What occurred to me as I was coming here tonight, Rabbi Appel and Rabbi Appleby and I leaving now, as you are embarking on this new journey of yours, life is a journey from childhood to maturity and youth to age, from innocence to awareness and ignorance to knowing, from foolishness to discretion and then perhaps to wisdom, from weakness to strength or strength to weakness and often back again. From health to sickness and back, we pray to health again, from offense to forgiveness, from loneliness to love, from joy to gratitude, from pain to compassion, and grief to understanding, from fear to faith, from defeat to defeat to defeat, until looking backward or ahead, we see that victory lies not at some high place along the way, but in having made the journey, stage by stage, a sacred pilgrimage. That's what I think you're about to embark on, what you are already embarked on. And as Rabbi Appel said, I wish for you, trepidation is basically the MO. So I get past trepidation and be bold. Really, really think about what it is you would like to be as a Jewish community. Baton Rouge is a small Jewish community. You can be a great deal to this community together, expressing your Jewish faith, what it means to you as a community and a culture to be Jewish, with some very, very special people in your midst who are not Jews, who, as we know from our Torah study here, and also from services, lend a great deal of interest and awareness and contribute in ways that are very, very fulfilling and nurturing. It's a special place. All my wife and I can say is we are grateful to you to have been able to be part of this for these 2 years and to have done our best to help you on this journey, and we wish you the very best. Thank you very much.
So, we've been counting the Omer every single night since the second night of Passover, and we have reached our ultimate goal, which means that tomorrow night is Shavuot. So, I'm going to invite you to turn to page 570. And for those of you who are real math geniuses, the number tonight is 7 weeks of 7 days. Do the math. For those of you who are less able in math, just know that today was the 48th day of the Omer, and you'll know where we're going. So, if everyone would rise in body or in spirit, the Omer is said standing. Together, I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al spirat haomer. Our praise to you, Adonai, sovereign of all, who allows us with mitzvot, commanding us to count the Omer. Hayom cha ve'arba'im yom shehem shiv'a shavuot la'omer. Today is the 49th day. 49th day, yeah, 7 times 7, 48 plus 1. Today is the 49th day, which is 7 weeks of the Omer. And that means that Shavuot starts tomorrow night, which is when we have our study session. Please remain standing. We're on page 586, page 586. And I need some help, and I can only accept help from people who are younger than 13. So anybody who's younger than 13, come up to help me with the ark, please. And if you need to bring your entourage, feel free to bring your entourage. So anybody that needs an entourage, bring your entourage. Okay, don't pull that one. Wait, there's more coming. There's more. Come on.
Toby, what about you?
Okay, no, don't pull on that one yet. Okay, you ready? Okay, so pull this. Don't pull on that one yet, Isaac. Just leave that. Pull this. Don't pull on it. Okay. Now, if the two of you would pull the door, I know you have to shuffle just a little bit. You'll pull the door all the way open. Okay, and let me do that. Okay, now. Wow, it's pretty amazing, isn't it? Hi, Isaac. Come here. Come here, Isaac.
He likes the wall that has
Okay. So look in there. You can see the Hebrew words. Look at that.
Cool.
Isn't it though? Okay.
I didn't get to see.
You didn't. You know what? That's what we're going to read tomorrow.
I really like the green one.
Actually, not tomorrow, but on Sunday. It's the 10 Commandments.
I really like the green one because it's so pretty.
I think that they're all pretty. And do you know what they have inside of them? The same thing. All of them have the same words inside. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready to help me do this prayer? Okay. We're on page 586 at the middle. Aleinu l'shabeach Baton, hakol lateichu l'yotzer b'reishit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, ve'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sanu chokenu kahem, ve'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim u'mishpachamim u'motim, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא Be'gov me'meromim, hu Eloheinu eno, and betokenu efesulato, hakatu betorato, ve'adatayo, ve'hashevota, zota elevachama, ki Adonai hu Elohim, b'shamayim ima'al, ve'al haaretz, page 590. Kakatu b'toratecha, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, v'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, le'melech al kol ha'aretz, v'yom hahu, yiheh Adonai echad, u'shemo, okay, Isaac, it's time to start closing those doors. So very carefully, because we don't want to hurt anybody.
Okay.
It is possible to be too careful as well. Yeah, it is. No, it's actually possible to be too careful in addition to being not careful enough. Isn't that weird the way the world works?
That's like the pole.
There we go. Okay, are you ready to close your store? Okay, let's give them a little space.
Yeah, because we don't want to hurt ourselves.
Exactly. We don't want anybody to get hurt.
Head.
So it needs just a little bit more. There you go. Thank you so much to all my helpers. Be seated or remain standing as is your custom. In nature's ebb and flow, God's eternal law abides. When tears dim our vision or grief clouds our understanding, we often lose sight of God's eternal plan. Yet we know that growth and decay, life and death all reveal a divine purpose. God, who is our support in the struggles of life, is also our hope in death. We have set God before us and shall not despair. In God's hands are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh. Under God's protection we abide, and by God's love are we comforted. O life of our life, soul of our soul, cause your light to shine into our hearts and fill our spirits with abiding trust in you. We continue on page 598 with the Kaddish. We are in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for Joanne Strickler. We are in the period of Shana, the first year of mourning for Jerry Harrell Chenever, Mark Cohn, Jimmy Brownleader, Michael Carpenter, Wallace Dunham, Sheila Parker, Francis Edelman, Jean London Eisenbach, Fred Cantor, Miriam Mimi Grossman, Elizabeth Saxey, Marvin Bender, Donald Ostern, Elaine Garver, Dr. Robert Feldman, Eileen Burton, Virginia Gordon, Bruce Dunham, Jim Bowman, R.B. Dickerson, Moni Meyer. And this coming week, we remember the following yahrzeits, the following anniversaries of the deaths of Ray Elster Abramson, Leatrice Watsky Adams, Ethel Alkus, Norma Chapman, Morris Clemens, Antoine Covington Jr., Doris Diamond, Leo R. Doisy, Jack Dupaquier, Jeanette Ettinger, William Ettinger, Helen Heyman, Jean Kaplan, Michael Kovnar, Rose Milstein Lepoux, Natalie Lubin, Abraham Rosa, Charles Norman Rubin, Felix Schmulin. Are there others whose names we add at this time of remembering, or any corrections to any of those pronunciations?
Yes, Terry Schuberg.
Annette Lewis Fisher, Robert Francis Kennedy.
for all those that we've named, for all those that we keep close in our hearts. May their memories be for blessing as we recite Kaddish on page 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, be'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam u'mei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kutsha b'richu, La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Please be seated. I'd like to invite Steve Cavalier back up for, a reprise. I figure I get another gift now to do the announcements.
Thank you, Rabbi. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I'd like to welcome everyone who's come tonight from near and far, as well as whoever is joining us on Zoom. Tomorrow at 9:30, there will be Torah study at Jefferson Highway in person and on Zoom. At 10 o'clock, there will be a Shabbat minyan at Kleinert in person only. At 10:45, there will be a Shabbat morning service at Jefferson Highway and in person and on YouTube. Service will be followed by a Kiddush luncheon. Links for all the events were sent in the weekly email yesterday. Tomorrow evening, June 4th, at 7 p.m. in the Gary Weil Youth Room at Kleinert, there will be a Shavuot night of learning and dessert bar with Rabbi Appel. Our topic will be the gift of the Ten Commandments, a look at what we received at Sinai. On Sunday morning, June 5th at 10:30, here at Jefferson, we will have a Shavuot festival service with Halil and Yisker, including the reading of the Ten Commandments for the Torah scroll, and a very, very special Haftorah done by yours truly, I will say. And the service will be followed also by a Kiddush luncheon. Next Friday evening, June 10th, so that's next week, 6 p.m. Shabbat services will be at Kleinert in person and on Zoom. Rabbi Sarah Smiley and her family will arrive in Baton Rouge soon. If Jill does her job, it'll be really nice. Look to the June, I'm sorry, Jill, I just couldn't resist. Look in the June newsletter for more information on how we are welcoming them to town. Only with your help are we able to resume Oneg Shabbats after Friday night services, as well as Kiddush luncheons on Shabbat morning services. So if you are available to help at any time with those, please call the office. And Shabbat Shalom to everyone.
Shabbat Shalom. So while Rabbi Appleby and I are not the first female rabbis here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, it is unusual for two of us to serve a community of this size. And as it happens today, this very day, June 3rd, is the 50th anniversary of the ordination of the first woman rabbi here in North America, Rabbi Sally J. Presant. So it's been 50 years that there have been women ordained by Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion here in North America. And certainly it's something that both Rabbi Appleby and I have been celebrating because it made it possible for both of us to be your rabbis. I know for myself, I didn't set out to be a woman rabbi, I set out to be a rabbi, which amazingly is what Rabbi Present said last night when we were celebrating on Zoom. And before we adjourn to the social hall for what looks like an amazing and delicious Oneg Shabbat, and John is going to do our Kiddush and our Motzi, I wanted to share with you the benediction that Rabbi Presend gave all of us last night. Here we go. Eternal God, source of all goodness, the one who creates through us and so makes us all creators too. We are grateful for the many opportunities you give us to make a difference in the world. We thank you for the ability to choose a life dedicated to your service and devoted to the well-being of those around us. Each one of us is a piece of priceless mosaic in the design of the universe. Each one of us has gifts that no one else can bring. Help us to make the most of those gifts and to become all that we are capable of being. May all that we are and all that we do bring blessing to our community and honor to your name, knowing, O God, that you depend on us even as we depend on you. You have created us in your image, capable of love and justice, challenged always to set right the wrongs of the world. May the tradition we have received be secure in our keeping, and may our hearts, O God, ever find their rest in you. Amen. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom to those who joined us on YouTube. Take care and be well. And for those who are present here, I'll see you next door.
To go pick up my son, my wife is out, so I'm kind of like Uber driver. But wanted to thank you for being here.
I've enjoyed working with you. I've seen you work really, really hard and get pressed into duty and to really rise to the occasion. I mean, what you did at the congregation meeting is really special. So, thank you. And well, pleasure to be at confirmation.
I gotta run. Okay. I gotta Uber driver.
So the only thing to know is, don't do this now. But everything else,
Okay,
and you need to leave this here for Sunday,
okay.
okay?
Yeah.
So here are the announcements, here's the yard site list with the Misha Barakos,
Okay.
okay? And I'm sure they're trying to get Kiddush and most of us right now.
that's why she isn't doing it.
Okay. And there is a Torah scroll set to Exodus, but I don't know if that's the one that Rachel was planning on reading from. And I would rather know, oh, good grief, that's heavier than I thought. I would rather know that the Torah scroll that's seen as the ideal one to read from is the one that's set.
Okay.
So what Rabbi Appleby told me was this one.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
So, got it?
Yeah. I got it.
Okay.
I was very, Scott told me that he had never been in this sanctuary. I didn't realize that.
So maybe something to consider before everything moves over here for the construction. Do you want to roll or do you want to hold?
I'll hold. I mean, this is not in my expertise, so you
Okay,
tell me
so
what
why
to do.
don't you hold this side?
Okay.
You need to hold it loosely, and I'm just gonna roll this. So one of the things that you might consider doing, the next time that you've got an in-person board meeting scheduled, is to do it in person here
Yeah, that's a good idea.
and give everybody a tour. Because it could be that, you've got people who haven't seen Rainier either. Okay, so this, because I know you know Hebrew.
Yep.
That's Birkat Kohanim. So we're in the book of Numbers.
Okay.
Cool, huh?
Cool.
Thought you'd like that. So, and how is Habakkuk?
Oh, it's fine. I'm almost as ready as I'll be.
Okay,
I have one more day. to
that's good.
practice.
Okay, so now this is the Numbers.
At the
So we
end
only
of-
have a book and a half to go. Careful.
Is this your phone?
Yes, it is. Try not to forget it.
I just heard today, right before I left the house, the news was on.
Yeah?
Something new comes out every day about how, what the disaster it was over there in Texas.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
need to make sure that these stay
Oh, for tomorrow morning.
for tomorrow morning for Joel. So about Uvalde?
Yeah, you bought, that about a minute before the shooting actually started, one of the teachers hit the alarm button. They had apparently had an app on their phone to send out
Yeah.
a thing about an active shooter, and like the police like didn't take notice of it right away.
Oy. So that makes me feel really good, given that I've got a button in my pocket. Okay, so now we're at the beginning of Leviticus. Lovely to see Rachel on Sunday. Rabbi Appleby doesn't know how she's going to feel, so we're playing Sunday by ear a little bit. She might end up doing it.
But it sounds like she's not going to be there tomorrow night.
She's not going to be there tomorrow or tomorrow night.
So you're doing services tomorrow morning.
Joel's doing services tomorrow morning, and I'm teaching tomorrow night. Don't enroll anymore. I'm teaching tomorrow night. So Joel's doing services tomorrow morning. I'm teaching tomorrow night. and then we'll see how Rabbi Appleby is feeling for, this is still the building of the Mishkan, but we're getting close. Still the building of the Mishkan. So, oh, wait. There we go, right there. Because I know that she really, really wants to do it. But we're both in agreement that the world has to become much more of a place of, if you're not feeling well, stay home. So to some extent, it didn't even matter whether or not the COVID test came out positive or not. What matters is she's sick.
This must have gotten really stretched.
Tell you what, why don't I lift it and you put the mantle on? Great. You'll open up the ark, please. Thank you for leading such a sumptuous feast. And thank you for organizing it, and thank you for the lovely gift. Very sweet. Great, that part's ready for Sunday. These are waiting for
We
Joel.
might as well leave these, this is usually how we have it for services.
Yeah, but usually, Henry opens them up when he arrives. Okay, let me walk away. So I'm not in your way.
You realize that one?
There we go.
I think these are gonna go,
Up above?
above, above the ark, which is where they were originally here.
Isn't it interesting how everything old is new again?
Yeah.